One time, yeah, three times, four times. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control us. Look at you, you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bumpy hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty roads. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing gang things. Mono. Living super clean. That it came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause you know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Be help me, shout to let the silly go.
One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. Good evening, good night, good afternoon to you all, depending on where you are on this lovely planet of ours. Shalom and shalom, prodigal son. Shalom and shalom to you wherever you are joining me from. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you're on the lunar and the sun has not set on you yet, Shabbat shalom to you. We just getting off Shabbat. I had to run upstairs and throw some leftover chicken parm. I made chicken parm for the first time yesterday, y'all. Yes, it was a hit. We're gonna have the rest of it tonight for dinner. It was so yummy. All right, so first and foremost, just in case maybe you're new here or you're coming back after a long time, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Miss Mono, and this is Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. If you would like to keep up with me in these content creator streets, please follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, at Miss Mono's World. And I also would be remiss if I did not introduce to y'all my husband, the love of my life, the one who helps me keep this all together, Monologue McGad, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not already on the YouTube, please head over to YouTube, MONOLOGMAGAD, like, share, subscribe. We're trying to get our followers up. So please tell your cousins, tell your friends, tell your neighbors all about it. I also need to shout out my audience on Nasaya TV. Nasaya.tv or the Nasaya TV app if you are on your Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Smart TV appliance. The Nasaya TV app on your Smart TV appliance. But if you're on your laptop, Nasaya.tv, I'm there live every Thursday at 8 o'clock. And you can also see my old stuff there. Yeah, so Nasaya TV, go ahead and download that. Not just my content, though. Let me just say that. That's what I be forgetting. Not just my content. Lots of great content for the kids, for all members of your family. Clean, righteous content, stuff y'all can sit down and watch, and you ain't got to worry about, having to cover their ears or anything like that. You sending a drone to pick up your plate. All right. I don't know how I'm going to know where it is, but... Sending the drone. Shalom and shalom, Angelina. Thank you for joining me. I saw I don't know what I was watching, but I saw where some cities are testing out delivery robots for their pizza. Well, the pizza companies are testing out the delivery robots in some cities, but the robots been blowing up. People been robbing them and stuff. So make sure your drone can fly, because if it's on the ground, people will steal the food. If you can believe that. That's crazy. But so a few side stories for y'all tonight. Our main topic, you're getting old too, boo, stems from a picture that I posted on my Facebook, and the comments from the men took me back. Okay. The comments from the men is what really got me. It was just like, are we as Black women that bad? Not me, because as far as I know, my husband is happy and satisfied. Y'all would know if he wasn't. Okay. So, I'm just like, is the state of Black women just that bad that our men are just saying, forget it, I'd just rather be alone with my pit bull puppy eating cold chicken noodle soup on a fall evening wrapped in an army blanket? I don't know, but we're going to get into it. We're going to look at the picture. We'll get into it. We'll talk about all that stuff. So I have an opportunity to present to you guys. I don't know if you're going to be interested. Hear me out. I'm not sure of the pay. I wasn't able to find the pay when I read up on it. I need a robot to make these nails. Look, I feel you. I want a robot for a lot of stuff. Okay? I need a robot to help me clean. I need a robot to help me cook. I feel you, sis. But speaking of robots to help, okay. So your boy Elon Musk, founder of Tesla, and he sent some spaceship up into the sky, has gotten the clearing from the FDA to start implanting the Neuralink brain implant into human beings. Okay. I know it sounds crazy, but the FDA approved it for people who are quadriplegic or do not have control over their motor senses. Like they can't make their arms and their legs move when they want to. Okay. So from what I was reading, the whole point of the Neuralink is to have it implanted in your brain so that then you can control your phone, your computer, or whatever device just by thinking. Right? So now instead of picking up my phone and scrolling, I can just think, I want to check my Facebook, and then my Facebook is going to pop up and scroll me through Facebook, right? Okay, so here's the thing. And you might be thinking like, oh, it can help people that walk, but guess what? And shout out to Tasha K, because I hadn't thought about this point. But if they can help you to walk, doesn't that mean that they can also make it so that you can't walk? If this thing is supposed to control my computers and my devices, what's to stop them from turning that thing on me and then controlling me? This is what I'm saying. So the other thing about this that apparently they're not telling a lot of people is that when they did animal testing, okay, and I thought we were supposed to be against animal testing or whatever. Apparently not. They did animal testing, and the monkeys that they were testing it on apparently were like sickly and about to die or whatever. But the good news is that none of those monkeys died. So then they felt like it was okay to implant it in humans. And that's where we are now. So if you'd like to volunteer, which I definitely don't recommend, I can't even tell you how to do it. Like, I read the article and it was of course, there's a lot of controversy about it. There are a lot of people kind of blowing the whistle about it, saying they don't understand how this was cleared for human testing. The animal tests aren't clear. The people who cleared the results from the animal testing, supposedly there's a conflict of interest. So, I mean, I can't imagine why you have to talk anyone out of getting something implanted in their brain. But those of us who, know what the Bible says, are we surprised? Are we really surprised? Shalom and shalom, Sister Delta from the Light Hebrew Magazine. Thank you for joining me. Sis, this is why it's the mark of the beast, because you won't be able to control yourself. Facts. That makes perfect sense. That makes all the sense. Why would you have to think about the back and forth of these things. Okay? At what point in my life am I that lazy that I can't pick up my phone? That I can't open my So there's more to it. There's more to it. Come on now. And we've seen it before. If you watched the movie Demolition Man, I didn't. They used the Neuralink to have virtual sex. Oh. So have y'all been seeing the cases of sexual assault that are coming from virtual gaming, or when you put the headset on and you're gaming that way? There have been women bringing up cases of assault, saying that these men are assaulting them when they're playing these games, and because of the sensory aspect of the game, it's like a legit assault. This is crazy. It's to the point where you are not even going to be able to have autonomy over your own self. I mean, think about it. You have this chip implanted in your brain and you do something to make the wrong person mad. And the thing, so it has threads. The implant is small. It has to be smaller than a red blood cell, because the needle that they use to implant it is the diameter of a red blood cell. So it has to be smaller than a red blood cell. And they were saying that it has threads coming out, and the threads connect to your neurons in your brain. Y'all, I don't understand how anybody's going for this. I can't, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is where we begin to start to kind of understand some of the Most High's decision making, where either you get it or you don't. But I guess if I had no knowledge of the Most High and someone was presenting me with the opportunity to walk after I hadn't been able to walk for so long, I might jump at it. I don't know. But y'all, please stay away from it. Okay. Yeah, the Oculus glasses. Please stay away from that. Stay away from Teslas. Have y'all seen? I know y'all saw, like, during that cold snap last month, where people in the extreme northern states, or like the Midwest, where it was super cold, the Teslas went in charge in the cold. So if I get the brain implant, am I not going to be able to walk in the cold? Like, it's too much. It's too much other stuff. Then all the stuff with SpaceX, like, this man has not gotten anything right that he's done. Him, Bill Gates, they're all mad. These are the mad scientists from our freaking cartoons. This is Skeletor, Mr. Burns. Any other bad guy. This is them. This is them. It's crazy. Speaking of controlling people, right? The segue. Oh, wait a minute. No. Wait, hold on. Let me go back because I had mentioned Tasha K, and I wanted to tell y'all about these interviews that I got stuck going down this rabbit hole. Okay, I was down here printing shirts and saw the interview about this lady. Now the lady's name is Savannah. Her name is Savannah. The lady whose interview we saw, her name is Savannah. She had just served 20 years in jail because this other lady that her boyfriend was also dating this other one. Well, he was dating a lot of other women. Like she tells a story about how for years he was always dating other women. She was always fighting other women about him, so on and so forth. But this one particular woman was just overly mean, overly aggressive. She was just always like taunting her, riding up and down the block. And so this is 20 years ago. Okay. This is before social media and stuff like that. This is when girls would come up to your house and ring your doorbell to fight you about a dude, okay? So apparently that's what's going on. And she was saying, like, I'm not really with that rah-rah. Like, yeah, I got in these situations because of the man that I was dealing with. She's like, but I never wanted to fight her or anything like that. Long story short, this girl shows up to her house again, supposedly looking for her boyfriend. But what happened is Savannah grabbed a cup, and the way she was telling the story, she forgot that she had put some Drano in a cup. She bought some Drano, she used some of it, and then she put the rest of it in a cup, in a styrofoam cup is what it sounds like. Now, let me just say, I would never put Drano in another container. That is dangerous as hell. And she has kids. So if one of them kids pick up that cup, it's over. Okay, but anyway, she's claimed she had this cup of Drano sitting around. She picked the cup up and put some bleach and hot water in it. So she was saying she only intended to throw the bleach and hot water on the girl, but the Drano was in there as well. And so let me just say this though, throwing bleach on somebody can blind them if you get it in their eyes, okay? But so the girl who she threw the bleach and stuff on, well, not the girl, but the lady, ended up being blinded in both eyes, and she has like burns on her chest and stuff. Okay. Fast forward years later, her son winds up making it to the NFL. I think it's Hampton, Andre Hampton or DeAndre Hampton or something like that is her son's name. So he plays in the NFL now, right? So now she has this platform to go and tell the story, the one who got burned. And from what Savannah, the lady who threw the stuff on her, and the guy that they were fighting over, from what they're both saying, like she's lying now, trying to make it seem like they teamed up to lure her so that they could do this to her and all this other stuff. Anyway, what really got me, I found, you know how the algorithm be algorithming, because me and my husband was watching it and he was like, well, who the player? And I wanted to know too. So as soon as that went off, of course, YouTube had the next video up showing the guy and who the victim was and all this other stuff. So come to find out, dude testified against Savannah, the one who was defending herself, testified against her in court. And that's what ended up costing her 20 years of her life. So now he 20 years later, he's talking about, no, that's not the way it happened. It was self-defense. Y'all be careful who y'all get involved with, okay? And because like he said, he was like, it was never meant to go that far. Like here he is thinking he just being player, but you never know how far somebody is willing to go. And like all the drama is cute and oh, they fighting over me and ha ha ha, that's cute, until somebody gets scared for real and take it too far, and now there's damage that can't be undone. And now, you know, they're both saying that the lady Sabrina has like always been a bully, but now she has a bigger platform to bully. All this because he wanted to have multiple girlfriends. Craziness. Anyway, Y'all be careful who y'all get with, for real. Bill Gates had a plan to block out the sun in Africa so the African. Yeah, I heard about that a few years ago. Um, he's been doing all kind of stuff. The people of India have basically tried to run him out the country because of the damage that they've been getting from his vaccines. And that's what's so crazy about when they was trying to start the jab here. It's like, does nobody remember when he was trying to take his medicines to brown countries and they were complaining and running him out of the country? I don't understand. But anyway, crazy. Can I tell y'all about something that happened to me this week? So it was a good thing, right? But then it was like had a crazy point. So we found a homeschooling co-op to go to with the boys, right? I love it. It's Black. They focus on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Love, 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 right? So we're talking about everything else that they do, and they start talking about their Black History Month program. So she looks around and she's like, okay, well, it's only us in here, so I can say this. She's like, well, since our community is changing, there's been gentrification going on in Atlanta. Since our community is changing, we're no longer calling it the Black History Month Festival. We're gonna call it the Emoja Festival. And I was just like, what? So in order to make the gentrifiers comfortable, we're not going to call it Black History Month anymore. We're not celebrating Black History Month anymore. It's a vicious cycle, and I don't know why we keep doing this. Okay, we move into a place, all right, we build up that place, we make it our own. All of a sudden, they decide that they need that space. Hence the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I mean, whenever they build a stadium, you know they're coming to move you Negroes out of the area. Okay, so that's what they've been doing, moving you Negroes out of Atlanta. And now they're straight up telling us, oh, yeah, we don't want to celebrate Black History Month anymore. And see, here's the thing that made me mad. And I didn't know this before we went to the co-op. It's through a church. Like, she does it through her church so that she can use their liability insurance in their facilities and stuff like that, which great. I have no problem with that as long as you're not trying to proselytize me and my children, which none of that was going on at the co-op. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is I walk in this building, okay, and there are pictures of great Black people and congregations of Black people and just wonderful Black life being shown. And here we are getting ready to let these people come yet again and whitewash our history. Again. It's like they're setting in for a new wave of it. And it just frustrates me. Why do we feel like that we have to keep accommodating them? If you don't like the way we do Black History Month, go and do your own thing. Go and do your own thing. Why do we have to not be Black to accommodate? And I'm not going to teach my children that. So needless to say, we won't be attending that program because I'm not teaching my kids that. We don't month, no way. LOL, they gave us a shortage. Exactly. You can keep your little funky 28 days. I'm not doing it. And so I was talking to a friend of mine, my best friend from college, and she's been in the education system for over 10 years now. So, I'm talking to her and we're comparing notes and stuff. And she was like, I love that you're homeschooling. She's like, I wish more Black kids would homeschool. And I'm like, are you really, is it that bad? And she's just like, she sees the work that they're giving these kids. And now the school district that she's in and that she's been in is in East Orange, New Jersey. And it's a poor area. It's a poor area. But she said that they're not challenging them academically at all. It's just enough to keep them at minimum wage. there's what she told me is the curriculum is so more now focused on gender identity and social issues that they're not focusing on these kids academically anymore. And it's sad and it's scary to me. So I just want to, encourage those of you who are homeschooling, or if you can't homeschool for whatever reason, you are involved in your child's life academically, you at the school, the teachers know your name, all that good stuff. I just want to encourage y'all because you are not tripping. They're not teaching our kids what they need to know in order to go out here and be successful. They are giving our kids tasks to do. Listen, our homeschool is 6 and an 8-year-old. I can't tell you how many times I have to stop to refocus them. Okay, guys, come on, let's focus. Okay, let's pay attention. Okay, everybody, come on, look at me. I can't imagine trying to do this for 20 to 30 kids and being able to give each one specifically what they need. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, I can't imagine that. So yeah, it's bad. It really is bad. Okay, let's see. Do we really want to be black, or do we want to be who we were called according to the Most High? Because black is a title of property and not a nation. No, now I do not teach. Here's what I me personally. Okay, the purpose of me homeschooling is to teach my children the truth first. Okay. They know who they are, they know where they come from. When I teach history at home, I teach history out the Bible. I'm not teaching history out of a book. I'm teaching history out of a Bible until we get to, modern day. So I also, though, want my children to have options. I want them to have the option to go to a college. I want them to have an option to pick up a trade, pick up a specialty, to get whatever degrees or diplomas they may decide that they want. One of my Paxton is very interested in bugs. He may want to be an etymologist. He has to go to school for that. There's just no way around it in this system that we live in. If you want to do certain things, you have to participate in their rules. Okay. So now I'm at the point in their education where they know the truth. Okay. But now let me tell you what you need to know in order to make it right. Something that I learned too late in college was tell the people what they want you to tell them so you can get what you need. Right. And so that's what I'm teaching my sons when it comes to these things that we know that are not true, right? Just like we know the solar system isn't real. I don't teach my children that. But hey, if you want to graduate from high school, or even if you want to get a GED, they're going to ask you about the planets in the solar system. This is something that you need to be able to say that you learned, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to like Black History Month and just certain things that we as a people know better about. I need them to be able to make it in this system that we live in right now. Yes, we have businesses for them, so they'll always have a way to make money. Let's be clear. Like, all praises to the Most High. Our sons will always have a way to make money. But if they want to pursue other interests, I don't want them to not be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? If one of my kids decides they want to go into medicine, I want them to be able to do that. If one of my sons decides he wants to be an engineer, I want him to be able to do that. So that is why I do also teach an Americanized education. You know what I'm saying? So no problem. Thank you for asking. No problem at all. Okay, let me show y'all this video. My husband sent this to me. Let me show y'all this video, and it might kind of fall into our main topic. So we may just flow from there. Okay. Hold on. I want to make sure I got the right tab pulled up. Do I? Hold on, yeah. Because I want to show y'all this because I think it goes to a bigger problem. And it won't let me show you guys the video. I emailed it to myself and I was going to show it to you. Okay, but so let me just tell you about the video and then we can talk about it, okay? So in the video, it's like one of those interviews, you know, somebody standing in the mall interviewing people or whatever. And so they asked like 3 or 4 women, do you think men prefer their women natural or with a BBL? And of course, all the women say, Tierra, Shalom and Shalom, thank you for joining me. Shout out to everybody on the IG. I'm so sorry, guys. I am not ignoring y'all. Please head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD. That way you can see everything and be a part of the show. But thank you so much. So the lady in the mall is like, hey, do men prefer their women natural or with a BBL? And of course, every woman said men prefer BBLs. So then she's asking 3 or 4 men 10 women. Okay, see, my husband saw it more than me than I did. So they asked 10 women, and all the women, I'm pretty sure all the women said men prefer women with BBLs. Okay. But then they asked the men, and all of the men said the exact opposite. All the men said they prefer their women natural. And so it brings up a few issues for me. Okay. The first issue is, why do we as women think that we can tell men what they want? And we can't act like we don't do this, because we do this. One of the number one ways that we do this is we go out and get a BBL when they repeatedly tell us that they like their women natural. We'll go out and spend all this money on lace fronts. We'll go out and spend all this money trying to look like these women on television, who we have to understand are only put up to portray a fantasy. They put these women in front of us. It's like dangling cheese in front of a rat, and this is the lifestyle they want us to chase, right? You have to understand, like, they have to give you something to look at to keep you away from what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be following the laws of the Most High, serving the Most High, and loving your family and having the faith in Christ. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But the enemy has to keep something dangling in front of you. So I'm going to dangle this lifestyle of these women, okay? And don't get me wrong, I love Portia, okay? I do. But I'm going to tell you right now, she's one of the main culprits of this. Think about where she came from. She was happily married. Her first season on Housewives, she wasn't with none of them shenanigans. She didn't want to go to Vegas. She didn't want to see no strippers because she knew her husband wouldn't like that. She knew, and she kept telling him, no, I don't get down like that. My husband don't allow that. No, we don't do these kind of things. And they laughed at her and laughed at her and laughed at her until she got divorced and was thotting all around Atlanta, and it ended up being a single mother. Okay. But so this is what they do. They inject these women with these BBLs. And here's where we get confused as women, because yes, it's attractive to look at. Sure, it's pretty to look at. I like nails. I love getting my nails done. I will sit on IG and look at people do nails for hours. Like, I literally could do this, right? But I understand that the long XXL junk nails with all the accessories and the clunk and the loud, vibrant, like I like it, is not conducive to living with. If I were to have all that on me, it would render my hands useless. I could do nothing with them, right? And so I liken this, after conversations with my husband and some of his friends, I liken the thought of a woman with a BBL to getting a bunch of long nails on your hands, and now you can't use your hands, because it's pretty to look at and you can look at it and everything else, but what good is it? What am I going to do with it? And if we be honest with ourselves, it's starting to not even be attractive anymore. If we be honest, okay? Because they're just overdoing it now. And the butts are way too big. Way too big. So they're not even doing it to fool you anymore. There was once a time when you got a weave, you tried to hide it. Like in the 90s, like when women would get weaves, they would get them a little bit longer than their hair, or just maybe like shoulder lengths, just to give them some kind of hair and some kind of look. But now they don't even care to hide it anymore. You can see the lace front popping off the wig. They don't even try to fool us anymore. So it's like, why are we surprised that our men don't want that? Why are you surprised? And then the other thing that was brought to my attention is these type of women tend to all have the same attitude. You got to think about a woman that's going, who are they following after? You know how they say birds of a feather flock together? Show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. I can show you who you are by watching who you emulate and what you model after. Okay. So if you see all these IG models and you see them getting flued out and they living quote unquote living this lifestyle, and this is what you're following, I'm only to assume that you want to follow in their footsteps. And that is not conducive to someone who's saying they want to get married and have a family. It's just not. Sovereign Empress, it made no sense. And it was quite shocking to me for the answers to just be that so opposite. It was shocking. There's a Black woman promoting a silicone bottom. Like butt pads? That's crazy. Portia was starting a modeling show I was in at the time. I can tell she was going through a lot, but I was too young to comprehend it at the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, she's a naturally beautiful woman. She just, out there. I used to airbrush my wife's nails, even painted our children's face on them, but the money stayed in the house. Look, I try to keep doing my own nails, but it's just too time consuming, and it's stressful. It's stressful for me to use my left hand. Like, I'm right-handed, so to use my left hand, it stresses me out too much. Like, just forget it. I just gave up. I'll just go to the salon. Why they should get custom press-ons from me? Right, exactly. Look pretty, them pop them things off. So she is at Shebrew Nails. Angelina, put your IG in the chat, but I believe she's at Shebrew Nails. Okay, so while we're here, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. If you like what I'm saying, you like what we got going on here at the House of Mono, please head over to the Cash App, $ the House of Mono. $1 or $2 will do. 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you feel led to give would be awesome as well. See, I had stuff up here to show you. Okay, so I do want to show you this, guys. Hold on, little sidebar commercial. I want to show this to you because I know I told you guys that I would be having a feature in the Light Hebrew magazine. Hold on. So I want to show it to you. If my screens will cooperate. Okay, it's the little blue square thing. Here we go. Okay. And so, as you can see, ta-da, this is my feature in the Light Hebrew magazine this month. Make sure y'all check that out. You can head over to tlhm.net if you want to see it online. It is available on Facebook as well. But lots of fun stuff in this issue, just in case you have not checked it out. Fun fact about my hubby, Monologue McGad. I guess this is in the magazine. I can go ahead and tell you. I don't know if y'all know this, but my husband was actually booed off of the stage at the Apollo. And listen, to be booed off to make it to the Apollo stage is one thing, okay? And let me tell y'all this, because I know he would want me to tell y'all this. He didn't audition. They called them, okay? They called them. So yeah, he is among many of the great legends among us and was actually booed off the stage at the Apollo. But that's the fun fact in this month's magazine. Your girl Naraya Cole is on the cover, TLHM.net. Make sure you go check out this month's issue. Next month will be more of the same, only getting better. All praises, I believe in POP, promote our people. Okay, POP, hold it down. I'm gonna start using that. Doing her thing. Oh, all praise to the Most High. I be trying. I told y'all I'm taking my authorship very seriously this year. Like I have to finish making my vision board, but I'm definitely gonna put that on there. Author, all that good stuff. Let's see. That was 15 plus years ago. Okay, so it was 15 years ago, and we tried to find it. So we're tracking it down. We was looking for it the other day. I'm trying to track the video footage down. But yes, shout out to my hubby. He's so freaking cool. Let me tell you, because I couldn't even I can't imagine getting up on stage to perform in front of people. So the fact that he even does this is amazing to me. So shout out to him. Okay, but yeah, so look, let's get into our main topic, okay? And the main topic is you're getting old too, boo. And so there was a picture that was circulating on Facebook, and I wanted to show y'all the picture, but Facebook kicked me out. It's not my fault. The picture shows an older black man, right, wrapped in a blanket, looking all lonely, eating his hold on, let me see if it'll let me get here, because I want y'all to see it. Oh yay, it let me in first time. You know how you have to keep changing your password and stuff, and it's always tripping. Okay, so yes, I can show y'all this. Let's see. Where's the picture? Hold on. Okay, here's the picture. I'm gonna share it with y'all so y'all can see it. All right, so here's the picture, right? Older man eating something, right? Got the pit bull puppy next to him. And we can't miss the picture of Kevin Samuels in the back. We cannot miss that picture, okay? So you know that this is not just an innocent little drawing. This piece of art is very, very pointed, okay? But what really got me is the amount of men that said that, hey, this doesn't look bad. This looks kind of peaceful. Hold on, let me go through these comments. I guess I should have left it up so y'all could see the comments too. He eating, got money at a place, and don't have to answer to anyone. He's living. As a man, I consider this a win-win. The picture lies. He would have a smile on his face. Oh boy, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I don't understand what happened to us as women that we are at the point that our men would rather be alone with a pit bull puppy eating cold noodles than to be with a woman, with the families, surrounded by love and joy and peace and happiness. Where did we go so wrong to the point that our men don't even want to be bothered with us anymore? And see, here's what I hear a lot in this conversation. I hear a lot of, oh, they're going to end up old and lonely, and men make up the largest segment of lonely people in nursing homes, and they all end up like this and they all end up like that. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of what the statistics say, because as we all know, as we all know, and I have an example, you can get Google to say anything that you wanted to say. Okay. For example, this morning, I was getting ready to go feed the Golden Girls, and we had some peppers. And so we feed our chickens our old vegetables and stuff. Anything besides meat, fruit, vegetables, we will feed it to the chickens, whatever we have left over, right? So there's some peppers left over. And now when I Googled it, it said you could feed them bell peppers as long as they were cooked. Okay, so I was feeding it to him. My husband came in there and was like, you need to start Googling what you're feeding the chickens. I'm like, what are you talking about? I do. And he's like, it says not to feed them peppers. I pull it up on my phone. He pulls it up on his phone. We're standing right next to each other. No lie. My yes is yes and my no is no. We're standing right next to each other. My phone said, yes, peppers are fine as long as they're cooked. Sweet peppers, red peppers, green peppers, bell peppers, any kind of peppers. His phone, standing right next to me, said, no, don't feed the chickens the peppers. It's toxic. And we're not even talking about a controversial issue. We're just talking about what to feed chickens. Okay. So if I want to find some stats to say that men are lonely and unhappy without women, I can find that. If I want to find some stats to say that women are lonely without men, I could find that as well. Okay. But the reality of the situation, when you turn off all the computers and put the phone down and everything else, the reality of the matter is we as women have just as many, if not more, issues to deal with in our old age than men do. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but listen, being a married woman in this stage of life, let me assure you that barring some health issue or some serious issue with your husband, you as a woman will require a lot more emotional and spiritual work than your man ever will. See, what we as women tend to forget, usually when you pick the right man, the majority of your labor should be physical. And what do I mean by that? I cook, I clean, I teach our kids, I tend to my husband. My mental labor is at a minimum. I don't think about bills. I don't think about stuff around. I don't think about anything besides literally what's right in front of me. And like my latte machine is broke. Okay, I told my husband, I'm not thinking about it after that. Like I just don't. I don't think about the cars. I don't think about an oil change. I don't think about anything. If something is making a noise, I tell my husband and I don't think about it anymore. So the majority of your labor as a woman with your husband should not be emotional. It should not be a spiritually draining, mentally oppressive burden. You shouldn't be dealing with some dog nigga who's treating you like crap. And every day you have to contemplate, why am I here with this person? Why do I put up with this? Now, ma'am, sis, cousin, if you are married, I'm not talking to you. Okay. I'm talking to those of us who are still out here making choices and decisions. Okay. But y'all sitting up there and I read a comment today from a young girl who was talking about all the stuff she went through for a boyfriend. A boyfriend? A boyfriend? A boyfriend. And that's the other thing. A lot of y'all go through this stuff with these little flings. Like y'all will have a summer fling and get mad because he's talking to other girls. Ma'am, you met him in June. You met him in the height of the summer. What did you expect to have? See what I'm saying? You're not even being realistic with your expectations. So now everything's a problem. I want to be flued out. I want to do this. I want to do that. And now we're at a point where being a housewife isn't enough. I hear women online saying that just because I don't have to punch a clock, if I still have to work at home, that's not good enough. That man ain't doing all that. If I still have to cook and clean, I should have servants and I should be able to live my life to where I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Y'all are never satisfied. You're never satisfied. Here it is. We're trying to get a lot of our men just to understand and employ a strong enough work ethic to provide a decent roof over their families' heads. And here you are complaining, talking about you need maids and servants and everything else. And hear me. If that's the kind of life that you come from, and these are the kind of people that you're used to being around, then ma'am, sis, cousin, by all means, those should be your expectations. Yes, absolutely. Listen, if this is what you grew up seeing your mama do, and all of the men that you socialize with, their parents live this lifestyle, and this is all you've seen all your life, then by no means, please do not lower your standards. I would not. But for the rest of us, who grew up with single mamas and we was latchkey kids and everything else, do you expect it to just, I don't understand why you feel like you just don't have to put in any struggle for certain things. And now hear what I'm saying when I say struggle, because remember I told you that my labor is physical, not mental and emotional. Okay. So when I'm talking about struggle, I'm talking about getting up and working every day. All right. There's years when I went without getting my nails done. There's years when it wasn't no hair products. Okay. It was a few pieces of makeup. All right. So for you to just feel like, here we go again, I think this is where this mentality comes from. It seems like y'all feel like, well, if I go out here and get a BBL and I go out here and get my lips to be bigger than everybody else's, then this lifestyle of affluence and private jets and ballerific parties and all this stuff, this lifestyle will just come to me. But man, sis, cousin, if you didn't have access to them things before you got a BBL, what do you think bringing a BBL to the same ghetto apartment building is going to do for you? I'll wait. I'm going to read some comments. Love, joy, peace, and happiness aren't the focal point of families. Unfortunately, it is not. It's a focal point of my family, and all praise to the Most High for that. I'm single now at 54, but I tell women I'm alone because I have to get myself together to be the right man for a good woman. Okay. A lot of people are delusional if we're being honest. I remember the housewife versus kept wife debate. Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, listen. If you're, I don't even think I'm honestly, I don't even think we as a people are in a position to have that conversation when we can't even have healthy relationships. Like, we can't even have healthy marriages. You have to understand how, and not just Caucasian, shaka boom, 80 shalom and shalom, not just Caucasian people, but they're people of, I'm gonna say people of color. And they're Negroes with generational wealth in this country, absolutely. But you have to understand something, that by time a family gets to the point where the wife is being kept, unless they've just come into new money, you're talking about generations upon generations upon generations of wealth. So for you to know that you are a first generation entrepreneur, you're the first generation of tangible wealth, you're the first generation of land and property ownership, for you to know these things and then to turn to your husband and expect for him to somehow miraculously jump y'all 5 generations ahead as far as financially, is absurd. It is absurd. And I really feel like that is a lot of the reason why our men don't want to be bothered with us anymore. And hear what I'm saying. It's the chasing of all this consumer culture that is a big problem among Black women. It's a big problem with us. We have a problem being materialistic. We always feel like we got to stunt. We got to have the newest this. We got to look like that. We got to have this kind of hair, this kind of lace front. Our nails got to cost this much. We got to have this kind of make. They keep you chasing cheap, replaceable, destructible liabilities to keep you distracted from the assets while they're procuring them all. Because somebody owns all this land, somebody owns all these houses. And if it's not us, then who is it? Do you understand that during the pandemic, a lot of these rental companies, a lot of these property management companies that you saw pop up were owned by Chinese investment groups? Do you know how much land in America is owned by people in other countries, other entities? Because you're more focused on the BMW that you have to be driving right now, that when your husband comes to you and he's like, hey, we paid these cars off. We can just drive these for a few years and stack up something. You don't want to hear that because your home girl just got something new. So you got to have something new too. Hey, well, how about you just get these $200 braids, and let's work with this for a while. And then, when we build our money up, hey, ball out with the Indian hair, but you don't want to hear that. You got to have the long, flowy 40-inch bust down today, right now, because everybody else got it. You can't be seen without it. No wonder our men don't want to be bothered with us. Why do I want to keep pouring money into a wastebasket? And that's essentially what a lot of us have become, a wastebasket, because that hair is only good. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know how y'all be wearing these lace fronts, but after about 2 or 3 days, don't it gotta be redone? So now you gotta spend money again. This makes no sense. And we keep doing this, generation after generation of us keep doing the same thing. Your mama and your grandmama couldn't leave you their apartment in the projects, and you're not going to be able to leave your child your apartment either. And now hear what I'm saying. I know that for some of us, listen, y'all just out here barely getting by. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Hats off to those of y'all who are getting up every day and doing what you can do and making it work with what you can have. I'm talking about those of us who are delusional out here and somehow feel like we should have $1 million lifestyle on a minimum wage salary. For some reason, the words I deserve are thrown around too much when it comes to relationships. It's like I said last week, everything has a price, and just because you decide that you don't have a price doesn't make you any different from anyone else. Because guess what? That man knows his price, and he knows he's not putting up with that bull crap. Y'all are worried about the wrong things. When I say come with a price, I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about this man's life. What do I mean by his life? It's his focus going to be on you. It's his first priority, and everything going to be about you and the family that you build. This is what I mean by making a man pay with his life. It's not some kind of evil jail sentence where now I get to rule over you forever. No, it's him saying, I love you enough. I believe in what we have enough that I'm going to invest everything that I have in you and whatever we build. And for some reason, that's not good enough for y'all if it don't come with a black Amex and a 25,000 square foot house right now today. You've decided that that's not good enough. And then you get mad when black men are talking about, well, I'm going to go here and get a woman that's like this, or I'm going to go there and get a woman that's like that. How can y'all be mad? I see it's crazy because the same women that'll sit up here and post about how black men ain't this, black men ain't that, as soon as somebody come up talk about, oh, I'm about to hop and get my passport, oh, y'all want to run away from us and why y'all want to abandon us? Look how you act, ma'am, sis cousin. Let's keep it real. A lot of y'all are emulating the behaviors that you seen from Big Mama and them. But guess what? We didn't know any better than to have to put up with that behavior. Okay. We didn't know any better that if we really love Big Mama, we would have told her about herself. If we really love Big Mama, we would have put our foot down and been like, you know what? This don't make no sense. And we not doing it. Okay. Just like when Florida was acting up on good terms. No, somebody should have put their foot down and been like, no, you let James go out there and make that money. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get to these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be ranting and raving. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Sorry, y'all. My connection is tripping. They said a Chinese billionaire bought 200,000 acres in Ohio since 2016. See what I'm saying? We have no idea. And it was farmland. We have no idea the things that are happening to our disadvantage. To our disadvantage. Look at the migrant situation right now. Do you know what Black people are going through in these cities where these migrants are coming and taking over? It's never about us. No, excuse me. It is about us. It's about keeping us down. That's what it's about. It's about keeping us down. They don't notice that oh, hold on. Not even in they don't notice that even in California, 80% of the land is owned by China. 80% of California. That's crazy. And please don't think that your government is not in cahoots. Please don't think that, oh, these Chinese people that you see, this is what baffles me is that people refuse to believe that there are certain people that are in cahoots to keep certain things going the way that they are going. And this is the one of the messages that I did not like in Leave the World Behind, when he was saying, maybe there's no one person in charge. Maybe these things are just the kings of the earth conspire together against the people of the Lord. It's in the Bible, for crying out loud. If you understood how much concerted effort it takes to effectively run a household, and see, again, we don't know that because we don't see that in our culture, because we don't come from two-parent homes where we have to see parents working together to make things happen. So we don't understand how much effort it takes to even run a household. Okay. Have you ever noticed how much organization, how many meetings, and how much effort goes into keeping your place of business running? And you think that do you really believe that there is something called the International Monetary Fund and they are not conspiring together worldwide? It's called the International Monetary Fund, for crying out loud. If America was only concerned about America, then international money wouldn't matter. We got to start asking questions and putting things together, and you got to start, what are they trying to keep me from? What don't they want me to have? The opposite of whatever they're showing you on TV. That's what they don't want us to have. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to these comments. I'm sorry. Nobody should be trying to keep up with the Jeffersons on the Evans budget. Okay, hello. Period. Florida was all the way wrong. Florida was all the way wrong. She was a puppet. Let me tell you something. He was a Chinese congressman. Come on. the fact that here's out. Who was I listening to? They were talking about immigration. I want to say it was the brother Sheer. I think I was listening to Sheer last night, Truth Be Told Flex podcast, shout them out. But he was like, what is an American? And it's true. What is an American? Because they've let everybody come to this country, right? Remember America, the great melting pot. Bring me your poor, your hungry, your huddled masses. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing where everybody was invited here. And I would like for us to, if you have some time to go back and review the history. We're talking about, I don't want to say the 20s, but okay, yeah, I guess we could say the 20s and 30s. I guess we could say the 20s and 30s, when you start having mass waves of immigrants coming to this country. You also had, I don't want to say newly freed, but not too long ago freed Negroes who had been kidnapped and brought to this country. Okay, we did our forefathers didn't come to America looking for a dream and for independence. No, we were kidnapped and brought here. Okay, and then when slavery just wasn't working out the way y'all wanted to anymore, when the South couldn't just bum rush themselves anymore. Okay, so now you have all these Black people out here looking for jobs, and instead of the playing field just being what it is, Black people out here looking for jobs, let's bring people from other countries to keep these Negroes from getting these jobs. And see, you have to understand how they've translated that in 2024, because now you Negroes done got uppity, okay? Because we done let y'all in our labor unions. Y'all done got used to all these employment and labor rights. Now y'all want to start demanding fair wages and equal pay. So, oh, we got a trick for y'all. Let's bring in some more immigrants. And I'm not saying this is the only reason. It's a layer. This is a multi-striated issue. And the effects are multi-striated as well. Like it covers a lot. Okay, we're not talking about the drugs. We're not talking about violence. We're not talking about potential terrorism. Let's just focus on what this does to Black people in terms of employment and housing. We're the ones that are being directly affected by this right now. But instead of us huddling up, niggas, huddling up and saying, okay, listen, this is what we all need to do, we are so worried about us and being selfish and stunting on the next man that we won't even submit ourselves, humble ourselves, calm ourselves down, come to the drawing board and figure out what's best for us. The first thing you do when you want to take out a people is destroy their strength. What do you have to do when you want to go in the house? You have to tie up the strong man. We will readily admit that there are more women than men out here these days, but we still refuse to see a problem, and we still refuse to see a need for a change in our behavior. That's like you in the house is on fire, and you just standing there talking about, oh, it's hot in here. Get your stupid behind out. But y'all just stand there looking around like, child, it's hot in here, and let me see what I can get for myself while we sitting here in this fire. Even though everything's going to burn to hell anyway, let me see what I can get for myself. I'm tired. California forest fire have been burning since 1978. At the same time, California is determined to be two sovereign states, Northern California and a Southern California. I didn't know that they were still planning on doing that. Like, I know that was a big thing. And then, of course, like most things, it just goes away. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. If you like what I'm saying, or hey, you like what we be doing over here, what we be doing, if you like what we be doing over here, head over to the Cash App, $ the House of Mono. $1 or $2 will do. 5, 10, 15 will be fine as well. I was talking to my best friend from college. That's what I'm gonna call it. My best friend from college. And we were talking when we were having a conversation about education and stuff, and she was telling me that and I'm anti-abortion, just to be clear. I believe what the Bible says when it comes to abortion. But she was saying that one of the hidden reasons for all this abortion banning is to keep Black and brown women in poverty. And of course, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why are you saying that? Well, it's one of the easiest ways to keep a person in poverty. Kids. Keep them straddled with kids. And of course, my thing is, well, that's your own personal responsibility to keep yourself from having kids. Okay? That's on the plain surface. But you can't deny the repeated patterns of evil, the repeated patterns of wickedness, the repeated patterns of malfeasance towards Black people. So even when they're telling you, oh, we're banning abortion because white people are becoming the minority, when you turn around and look at it, Black people have more abortion, Black women have more abortions than white women. So even if even if you don't want to say that they're doing it to keep Black people poor, it may be I don't want to say unintended. I don't think anything that happens is unintended. And I don't think that anything that happens, any law that's passed, I don't think anything happens without the effect on Black people being considered heavily. I just don't think so. I'm not convinced. A billionaire member of the Chinese Communist Party bought 200,000 acres of American land in 2015. The purchase was kept secret from both the U.S. politicians and citizens until now. Wow, that is crazy. That's crazy. But this is what I'm saying. They've kept us distracted for so long. And even, hey, here's always been my question, right? For us to fill the churches as much as we did and still do, because a lot of Black people still go to church, okay? For us to fill the churches as much as we do and as much as we did, shouldn't we be in a better place? If the purpose of the church was to build us and fortify us as a community and as a people, shouldn't we as a community and as a people be in a better place? We as women have got to take a step back and look at our own behavior, right? And yes, I know that the men are supposed to lead. Absolutely right. My husband would tell you that the burden is on the men. It lies on the men, and yes, it does. But ma'ams, sisters, and cousins, if we don't give them anything to lead, then what are they going to lead? If we won't cooperate, what are they going to lead? If we won't work together, how do we expect them to build anything? There was a time when the popular sentiment among Black women was, as long as he's working, as long as he's trying, and as long as he's willing, then I can work with the brother and we can build something. This used to be the growing sentiment. And for some reason, and here's what I don't like, okay? Again, the negative stories always prevail. You always hear these horrible stories about, oh, I went to help this man build something and he cheated on me and he left me and some other woman got, all the benefits of my hard work and I'll never do this again. And so this is the sentiment that prevails regarding Black families and marriages. There's always a problem. And I venture to say that a lot of our problem is us following behind white feminists, but not paying attention to the fact that even though there's a group of white feminists, you still have a healthy, solid presence of white families, strong white men, and the women that follow them. There's a whole movement. They're called trad wives, right? And it's only white. Well, the people that I've seen posted under this are usually white women who homestead, they have farms, they homeschool their children and everything else. And I mean, they post about it and there's, oh, that's so awesome. I want to learn how to do that. And there's just so much support for this. But when I, as a Black woman, proclaim to live this same lifestyle in an open forum, I'm a pick me. My husband's probably cheating on me. He's going to leave me and my kids. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Haven't I learned anything already? I don't know why I believe in this nigga like this, like he ain't like the rest of the niggas. And I hate to say this, but it's true. Trying to live as a righteous Black woman is a struggle. It's a struggle. Because it's and I've said this before, y'all, but it's a total 180 from how we were talking, even down to our mindset. Even down to your mindset, even down to how you think about things, right? Because generally, it's the whole happy wife, happy life, the woman runs the house kind of thing. And we've seen Big Mama be the head of the family and everybody just kind of, caters to whatever she wants because she's the matriarch and all of this other stuff. And haven't we seen enough though to show that it's that kind of attitude that is driving our men and our families away from us? That kind of narcissistic, it's right because I said it's right and your feelings don't matter. And see, here's what happened. You'll sit up here and complain about a nigga doing that to you, but then turn around and do the same thing to your kids. You'll get mad when that man look at you and say, F your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. This is what I want to do and this is what we're going to do. But then you'll turn around and do the same thing to your children. I'm not a kid. I'm not a kid. For some reason, we don't seem to, we have issues with relationships with authority. And we just have to realize that. Unless it is an elevated male who seems to be out of your reach, because y'all have no problem listening to Pastor so-and-so and Bishop such and such. And when Steve Harvey was getting on here telling y'all to wait 90 days to have sex, y'all was listening to that. And when Derek Jackson was on here spewing his mess, y'all was listening to that. So it seems like Black women can only listen to Black men when they seem to be wealthy and unattainable. Let the record show that this is the kind of behavior that y'all respond to. You'll leave your husband at home because the pastor said for you to be at church. You'll get up and just lead a man because your pastor said you had to be somewhere. You have your kids up till 9, 10 o'clock on a school night and then be yelling at them when they don't want to get up the next morning because the doors of the church was open. And then you wonder why nobody wants to be bothered with you. I'm just saying. Okay, let me see these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not ignoring y'all. I promise. I promise. I just don't be wanting to lose my train of thought. But genetically, they use the abortion children of our sisters to make up a large percentage of stem cell research to create so-called meds. Absolutely, I totally 100% believe that. They take the children that have been unalived, and I totally believe that. They take our placentas when our babies are born and do all kind of stuff to it, do all kind of research and stuff to it. We must work together. That's a rule in our house. It does not work if you don't work. It doesn't work. When me and my husband first got married, we used to have some pretty intense arguments, like pretty intense. Okay. All praises to the Most High. You know, we have strong fellowship now. Okay. We may have some intense discussions, but we've gotten a lot better at walk away. Walk away. Sometimes it's me that walk away, sometimes it's him that walk away, but we walk away. And I told y'all we'll text it out until we can calm down and come to and talk. But my boys, they know when something's up with me and their dad. Like, they know. And their behavior changes. Like, they tend to cling to me more. They're like, Mom, are you okay? Are you sure everything's okay? And they just, want to be around me more. They can tell when something is off. And I'm saying that to say that the balance of a household, it really is very fragile. It really, really is. If I'm having a bad day or my husband is having a moment or whatever, it can mess up the whole house. It can put the whole house in a funk, if you let it. So yes, we have to work together. Even I never forget one of the things that made me want to marry my husband. He was like, listen, I don't want a complicated life. He told me this when we were dating. He's like, I don't want a complicated life. I just want to be happy. I do too. I do too. Me too. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to work together to make that happen. It's a big difference between legacy versus let us see. And in this Black situation, we're stuck on let us see what you do instead of legacy is what we do. Oh, that's good. That's good. And that's very true. Unfortunately, we went from I'll work with you and we'll build something together to you need to come with everything ready already. And I think that's a problem too when we're relaying stories, because I have to say, like, if a man comes to you with everything ready already, you kind of have to expect to put up with more crap than you would if you helped him build that thing. That's just true. And I tell my husband all the time, all praise to the Most High that our situation happened the way that it did. Because he was doing things. Okay. My husband was doing things. He was out here. He was getting to it when we got together. And life lifed. And we had to build back up. I'm not saying we built from the sticks. Like, when we first got married, we moved into a house. So I'm not saying we was in the hood struggling. It wasn't nothing like that. But we built to where we are now. Our first home was a rental. We now own our home. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to build this. So I don't know. We'll get to that. Hold on a second. I had the children in church till 1 a.m. Then they got to get it. Yes, listen, that was my life. Okay, I never forget one day I was eating some spaghetti and my mother was in the rush trying to get us to church at night. I threw up the spaghetti. I was not feeling well. She still made me go to church. In church, sick and all. Crazy. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. And so let's just, let me talk to y'all about something real quick. And I had mentioned this earlier. Ma'am, sis, cousins, if you have a good man in your life that's working with you and that's willing to deal with you, like I said, barring some serious incident or anything like that, we as women need a lot of help. Okay. There's pregnancy. And it makes me mad when I see women out here acting like men, especially when they're pregnant. Okay. Because there was a time when pregnancy was considered a delicate situation. And I'm not talking about delicate to the point of, oh, I can't walk or I'll faint. No, but there are just certain things that pregnant women did not do and were not expected to do. If a man saw a pregnant woman carrying a bag, he would take it from her. You see a pregnant woman coming, you open the door, you move out the way, you offer her your seat. You understand what I'm saying? She's pregnant, she's carrying life in there. This is a fragile situation. But we as women have gotten to the point where we don't even cherish our own pregnancies. We don't cherish the miracle that is happening in our womb for those of us who can readily get pregnant. Okay. And I'm not even, heck, I didn't even think about it until just now. I'm not even talking from the point of view of a woman that can't conceive. I mean, I can't imagine how they must feel. And I have no qualms in saying that we don't care about our pregnancies, because all I have to do is flip on a TV to see some half-naked pregnant woman on my television, or a half-naked pregnant woman streaming on IG or whatever. There used to be a time when that was just considered like a fetish, like a kink, and that was private. But now, like, y'all just don't care, pregnant or not. You out here pee popping on a handstand, 6-7 months pregnant. And it makes it hard for those of us who are out here trying to live right. When you have pregnant women acting like this, it makes it hard for pregnant women who really do have issues with their pregnancy, because everybody will look at them and say, well, look at what this one is doing, and look at what that one is doing. You should be fine and you should be able to do such and such. But no, pregnancy is a delicate situation. You're going to need, I've been pregnant single and I've been pregnant married. And I'm telling you that being pregnant married and happily married is such a difference. It's two opposite sides of the coin. And what y'all don't realize is the anger, the emotion, everything that you feel while you're pregnant, your baby has to deal with that too. Okay? And it is extra stressful going through all of that by yourself. See, everybody always wants to talk about, oh, after you have the baby, how hard your life is going to be. And after you had a baby, no, let's talk about being pregnant. That takes an emotional toll on a woman. But we're taught to ignore that in the name of modern day feminism. The fact of the matter is, you're at your most vulnerable state when you're pregnant. You need somebody to look after you. But when you have women out here given the idea that women are just as strong and independent as men, you have women out here proclaiming, speaking for all women, mind you. You know what I'm saying? They're not quiet about it. They're not restrictive in it. No. In their mind, they're doing this for all women. But I didn't ask you for that. I didn't ask to be independent. I didn't ask to be strong. I didn't ask to be any of this. Who are you to speak for me? Okay? Those of us who grew up with single moms, right? I would hope that you would take a moment to reflect on some of the struggles that she had to endure, some of the stresses that you may have seen her go through. And maybe you can't, you didn't understand the reasoning. I would hope that you would reflect on that. And whether you're a mother already or not, I would hope that you would let that help you to resolve to make some changes. Okay. And one of the many, many things I want you to let that help you change is your view on marriage. Okay. Um, just like now we've come into we're in an age of information, right? We have all this knowledge available to us, and it's so easy for us to sit back and pinpoint what was wrong with everybody else. Oh, well, this person was this, and you're a narcissist, and you're conceited, and you don't care about me. And it's so easy for us to point what's wrong with everybody else. But when are we going to stop and take a look and sit down and be like, okay, now what do I need to fix? What is wrong with me? Okay, because let me tell y'all something. My husband has been wonderful dealing with me, dealing with perimenopause. He's been absolutely amazing. And I have to tell y'all, some of them mood swings, I didn't want to deal with myself, okay? Like, it got on my nerves being so hormonal and everything else, right? And it's a wild ride because you can be fine and balanced for months, and then hormones decide they want to act up, and you're just at the mercy of what's going on inside of your body. I don't know why we as women don't discuss this, and maybe we don't talk about it because it would be viewed as like a weakness. Uh but this is you're going to need a man to help you deal with this time. Like, you're not going to want to go through this alone. It gets hard. I don't understand why we as women have been convinced that we have to face life alone, that we have to go through everything, that we don't deserve to be happy with someone. Like, something is so innately wrong with us that the only way that we could be happy is if we live in a totally isolated and selfish state. Minus a cat and a pit bull puppy. I don't know. I don't know why we have become so it's like we're disconnected from ourselves. It's like you you'll look at older women and, oh, that can never be me. That can never happen to me. Like, we'll all sit back and laugh at the lady with all the cats. But how many of y'all are lining up your story to be headed in that direction? And before y'all come for me, oh, it's not about a man. No, it's not. It's about your submission to the Most High. It's about your submission to the Most High. And then why did he make women? Don't worry, I'll wait. Why did he make women? It's not hard. Y'all want to make everything hard because we've been taught that everything has a gray area, and nothing means what it really means. And you can manifest and you can make things mean what they want, but the fact of the matter is, just like chairs were made for sitting, pencils were made for writing, water was made for drinking, women were made for men. It's not like the Most High just plucked Adam out of obscurity, gave him a job, and sent him on his way. And Adam just happened to run up on a woman and was like, I think I'll have one of those. I'll take me one of them chicks. She seems all right. Something pretty, something pretty to look at around the house. No, it wasn't like that. He plucked this man up out of security and said he is not complete without this woman. There's nothing suitable for him. He can't get along without this woman. And hear me, technology and all of our advances have made it seem like this would never be a possibility. Like, why would a man need a woman? But let's go back to hunter-gatherer times. Let's go back to the time before refrigerators and industrialization, when you had to grow your own food and kill your own meat. It's not like they was just running up to Kroger, grabbing a pound of beef. No, you had to kill the meat, prepare the meat. And from what I understand, this is an hours long process, like hours. So if one person is doing that, then what's happening with everything else? You don't need two protectors in a house. Why there's no need for two men. Who's going to balance the other one out? Okay, everybody's protecting. Who's nurturing? Who's growing? He out here securing the meat. Who's getting the vegetables? We all going to be constipated if we ain't got no vegetables. You understand what I'm saying? We are the answer to their questions, or we're supposed to be the answers to their questions. But instead, we just leave them with more questions. Namely, what the hell do I need you for? Which is, when you have a man asking that question, it's the most dangerous place for you as a woman. If he does not see your contributions, I don't know. We are supposed to be the Azar helpmeet to our husbands. So yes, I agree. That's submissive. There's no other way to explain it. If you say you believe what the Bible says, then you gotta believe everything that it says. You can't get up here and claim to be a Bible believing woman. I'm evangelist such and such and prophetess this and that, but you'll deny the very reason for your existence as a woman and refuse to line your life up in obedience to that. And I don't have a husband. What does that mean to me? Your freaking attitude sucks, ma'am, sis cousin. And the fact of the matter is, even though you think you're hiding it, you are wearing it around your neck like a freaking strobe light. And it just says, I'm angry. Stay away from me. I'm desperate. I'm lonely. I'll do anything. Stay away from me. You think you hiding it with all that makeup and some of y'all think y'all hiding it with y'all fringes and y'all head wraps. But the fact of the matter is, it is a shining beacon of light repelling men from miles away from you. Decent men, well, I still meet niggas. Yeah, but are any of them marriage material? I mean, really, you meet people, but come on. Stop it. All right, let's let me get to the comments. Okay, quite honestly, if people looked at your particular lifestyle instead of accusing you of being a pick-me, they realize the traditional state of being is how harmony exists in a home. Absolutely, it is. Facts. Homestead and homeschooling, making homemade goods seem lame, but it's way more fun, in my opinion, to do these tasks with my son than be bothered with relationship foolishness or whatever most females do. Well, now I'm not gonna, me personally, I never advocated for being alone. Like, I was having a conversation with someone on Facebook the other day. I never was the kind of girl that was like, I don't need a man. I never was like that. I don't know. But no, I don't understand why women fight for the opposite of what the Most High intended for us to have. Let's be clear. It's not like he meant for us to have abusive men. Some of y'all been picking the wrong men. And I don't know why you can't just admit that, repent, and move on instead of being stuck in a place of anger, bitterness, and playing the victim. They did this to me. He did this to me. My baby daddy did that to me. What did you do? You won't even take accountability for laying up with the sorry nigga in the first place. You won't even take accountability for that. So how do you expect to grow and change? But look at the rest of your life. Are you taking accountability for anything in any other area of your life? And maybe that's why you can't grow and change? Because as long as it's never your fault, you never have the power to change anything. You're always waiting for someone else because it's your fault I'm this way. It's your fault I'm that way. So I don't have the power within myself to change myself because someone else did this to me. If you be honest, feminism is a victim mindset. Think about it. It's a victim mindset. The men, they treat us so bad. Look at what they do to us. We have to run away from them. We have to separate ourselves from them because all they do is abuse us. It's a big old victim mindset. And so because a few men victimized a few women, now we're all victims and we can't be bothered. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Not to misspeak, I'm in singleness now for a reason, waiting for my next marriage. So, okay, all praises, sis. We are praying with you for that. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of this whole lie that we've been taught to live. I realized when my dad left that we needed a man in the house. If I can be honest with you, the stress, the tension, being homeless, living in a hotel, I realized when my father walked out that this wasn't right. This is not supposed to be. I advocated for being alone only while I was healing and when the Most High was dealing with me and my foolishness. Right. Yes, exactly. Yep. I'm not saying there's not times that we have to be alone. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, ma'am, sis cousin, in your alone time, don't let bitterness take root. If anything, let that be your time to work on yourself, invest in yourself, grow yourself. Don't let it be a time to be angry and have a bunch of pity parties and stuff. There's no point in trying to speed to a new relationship when I can potentially hurt someone else because of her. And that is some adulting right there. That is some adulting right there. Because it's true. So what I told y'all last week, y'all out here turning husbands into hoes because you won't heal yourself. You won't do the work. See, you want to do the work for everything. You want to do the work for your finances. You want to do the work to manifest wealth. You want to do, but you won't do the work to make yourself healthier. You won't do it. You refuse to even let it be your fault. Whenever someone asks you, why are you single? Because all men are dogs. I can't find nobody, or I just keep running into bums. Change your surroundings and you change who you run into. The Lord is using you on today. Listen, if you know the struggle that I had to deal with my hair today, the Lord used this. That right there. I experienced all the toxicity with my mom when my parents were separated. I took some of those traits into my first marriage. So I had to grow from that too. Right, exactly. Yep. Homeless in a hotel, not fun. And my dad was paying bills. My mom was just toxic. Yeah, no, we me, my brother, and my mom had to live in a hotel when we came here from Germany. We lived in a hotel. We was homeless for months. And so even looking back at that, you know what I mean? Like I would be a fool to sit here and talk to y'all like, oh, you don't need no man. And listen, just the state of the economy, okay? Just the fact that When I started driving, gas was 98 cents a gallon. I distinctly remember pulling up to Quick Trip, getting a full tank of gas, walking inside, getting 2 hot dogs, a bag of chips, and a soda, and probably walking out with $2 or $3 in change, okay? We have went from that to $3, $4, $5, $6 a gallon just for gas. And now, mind you, the gas is the thing that you need to get to work to make the money so you can pay for more gas. I went looking at apartments with my oldest, and the prices for the space, $1,400 a month for like 680 square feet. What? $1,400? I remember when a nice apartment in Atlanta was $800 a month, and that was 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. You probably got you a little patio, kitchen with the garbage disposal, washer and dryer, like a nice apartment. $800 a month. Now 800 is what you need to, that's the application fee. But no, so the application fee, there's an administration fee and the application fee. So it's $275 just to find out if you can even live there. Okay. Now, mind you, we was in a swanky part of town. We was over there in Smyrna by the Battery. So the prices are a little higher, but for the area that we live in, that's about right. I mean, that's about right. Okay. And I mean, it's just, it's not what we grew up with. It's not the same. Things are changing. And so I don't even understand like how looking at the state of the economy don't make you want to get yourself together and find you somebody to work it with. We were never meant to be alone. We were not supposed to be alone. You're supposed to live with your not platonic. What am I trying to call it? Your immediate family, your what am I trying to call it? Nuclear family. Your nuclear family, your mom, your dad, your siblings, okay? And let's I would love to go back to multi-generational living. I would love that. I would love for the grandparents to be able to live in the house with the parents and the kids and help raise the kids. I would love that. But unfortunately, we as a people are so messed up. And we have not been taught how to respect each other. We've not been taught how to operate in our roles in families. We've not been taught how to respect other people's boundaries, that we just can't do that. It always ends up in mess. It always ends up in turmoil. We just can't do that. I would love to, and I hope and pray for us as a people to be able to return back to that. Even I'm not even saying we got to be in the same house. Like, our prayer is to have enough land so that, you know, our kids can just pull up and build them a house. We can have little in-law houses for our parents, you know, when they get older, so they don't have to worry about things. But when you're focused on cars and clothes and you're out here spending $20,000 and for bags and hundreds of thousands of dollars on cars. And here's what's even crazier, right? Here's what's even crazier. Now, our house costs a pretty penny, okay? This was our first time buying a home. So there were just a lot of things that we didn't know, a lot of things that we didn't know to consider, didn't know to ask about, or whatever the case may be. But I can assure you, from talking to my husband, I'm sure he feels this way, I'm never buying a home that doesn't have enough land for me to farm on. I'm never doing that. But you in Atlanta, and I'm not just saying it's just in Atlanta, I know it's in a lot of metro areas, you have these $1 million homes, these $500,000, $700,000 homes right on top of each other. You can't even do anything in the backyard. And if you do have enough backyard, here come the HOA trying to tell you what you can and can't do and what you can and can't have. And I will never buy another home without more than enough land for me to grow my own food. Can you close that door, please? Okay, let me get to but hey, I see you here. I was just praising the Most High for our help and the health benefits He has for us. Because if I was alone, I'd still be squinting, and them glasses would have stayed there. All praises to the Most High. Shalom and shalom. Everybody, say hello to Atticus. Paxton be so sleepy, y'all. Paxton be on like his last. Paxton, we can't even see you. Come this side of the chair. Paxton be on his last. I'm telling y'all, 8:30 is his bedtime, and I can't even be mad at him because I used to be like this when I was little too. 8:30 is time for bed. I don't want to hear nothing else. I can't do nothing else. Why are you dabbing all up in the video, Atticus? Are you gonna say hey to the people? You gonna talk to the folks?
Hey guys.
Okay.
Make sure you dab every day when you get up at first.
Why should they dab when they get up in the morning? What is that supposed to be? Atticus. Okay. Oh my goodness. Paxton, you gonna say hey? Can you at least wave?
Dab.
I don't know why y'all be making Paxton come down here. Okay. You gonna tell the people about our businesses, about what we got going on here at the House of Mono? You gonna tell them?
Print Doctor shirts. Top tier parties, bouncies, and Mono's Suicide Bowie's puppies.
Yay, very good. Right, elbow cough. I don't know what's with this dab. Where'd you get that from? You went back to boxing today. Was that fun? Did you enjoy it?
Not that much. Yay.
Why not that much? Why you, Atticus? Why you didn't enjoy boxing?
Yeah, not that much.
Why?
Because it was so hard. Aaron was there.
Aaron was there. Did you and Aaron fight today?
No. We didn't exactly fight, but he wanted.
Mind y'all, Aaron is a 22-year-old professional MMA fighter, and Atticus feels like he can fight this man.
Listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Aaron said he wanted to be the pattern, but I told him he's gonna have to get past me first.
Oh, he got to get past you. That's right. And so what happened? That's right, Atticus. You tell him. And so what happened? Did he try you?
Yep.
He tried you?
But it starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow again? I thought y'all only had it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
I still got that muscle.
Good thing you still got that muscle, right? Good thing you still got that muscle so you can put them in check. That is right. You want to tell the people something interesting you learned at school this week?
I don't. Yeah, fire hydrants. Right?
What about fire hydrants? Fire extinguishers? You learned about fire extinguishers? Okay, what else? What did you do at STEAM group? Was that fun?
No, I didn't.
Don't mess with your tooth. It's gonna. So his front teeth is loose. His front tooth is loose. I'm so sad. It'll fall out when it's ready to fall out. Don't keep messing with it.
I just wiggle it with my
No, don't wiggle it.
Why not?
Because it's not gonna come out. Leave it alone. All right, you want to lead the folks with something, or are you done? What you want to say to the people? What you want to leave them with? What? Any good movies coming out this week?
Yes.
What? This week? What? What's coming out?
Sonic 3.
Sonic 3? Not this week. I thought you said it was like in March or something.
When is Sonic 3? No. Look it up on Google when we're done with this podcast.
Oh, okay, we're gonna look it up on Google when Sonic 3 is coming.
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. When does it come out?
Oh, there's a new Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse coming out?
Yes, ma'am. You already knew that.
No, I didn't. I forgot. I blow dry Atticus' hair today before I braided it, so that's why he keep messing with it. My baby got some hang time.
Subscribe. Subscribe if you like it.
Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. I hope something that I said will help you, whether you're listening live or on the replay. Do not forget to go and check out the Light Hebrew Magazine, TLHM.net. Make sure you check that out online and on Facebook. I wish I could show y'all Paxton. He is over here balled up in the chair going to
can't control us. One time for the men doing
so listen, I have part of my feature in the Light Hebrew Magazine is an advice column for sisters. So if you have any questions, anything you want to, you know what I'm saying, get some advice on, please send me an email, Miss Mono's World. Yes, MissMonosWorld@gmail.com. I gotta put it on. I'm gonna put it over here in the captions too. MissMonosWorld@gmail.com. If you have a question, need some advice or anything like that, if you want to remain anonymous, you can remain anonymous. If not, you can include your IG handle, and we'll print that when we print your question and response. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I don't know why. What is up with you and the dab? I don't know why he keeps doing this. Stop adding. Oh my goodness, I don't know why he keeps doing this. Tell the people you love them. Say I love you. We love you if you're watching. We love you if you watch later. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Shalom and shalom and good night. Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Semino.